Welcome back here, DS Radio Shop. On the bench today is this brand new Stryker 655. And we're going to go through and do the 11 meter mod, all that wonderful stuff, landing too. We've already got the 11 meter mod actually done, but we've already got that going. We're going to go through and align it to it though. Real simple procedure. It's all done through the front menu driven options. It's just a matter of changing the values where they need to be. But keep in mind, when you do this, they've got to be clean on the spectrum analyzer and the oscilloscope. Do not get inside these menus if you don't know what you're doing, though, because you can screw things up. How you doing, Matt?
Make sure those are okay. Yeah, yes.
Well, we don't know. I'm not going to do nothing with it right away. Okay. And Jimmy, if you're watching, Mr. Jimmy, I got your parts finally. They just came in. Appreciate that. Thank you. B-Blot, how are you? Mr. Leadfoot, James, how are you guys? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First thing I want to do is I want to show you a couple things before we get involved. I like to go through and do a thorough check on everything. As everybody knows, all my viewers have been here 38 years, doing this in the hobby. Everybody knows that I'm qualified to do all kinds of wonderful stuff. But these are all basic, though. So what you want to do is always keep in mind the average person who wasn't trained for this probably wouldn't know. They just, whatever, But always keep in mind, especially on these type of boards, is go through all the soldering to make sure everything's good to go. Now, what that means is, for example, I did see, let me see, right here, right there. That is a cold solder joint. Okay, so, and you can see these are kind of like really under soldered. These go into flow. So what that means is, for the ones that don't understand, they take your board, they put it on a conveyor like this into an angle. Okay. There's a flow machine underneath. It goes through two cycles, one for flux that touches the pads and the leads. Then it goes through the solder flow. And as it progresses through the solder flow, the solder comes right across the bottom of all the solder joints. Then it goes to the QA up the other side, down another conveyor belt. And what they do is, and they go through and check for solder balls or bridges, etc. And then they go and they remove all of that. I know, because I used to work in one of those departments, to do exactly this. So I know that for a fact. Like I said, I've been around a lot of this for 38 years, so there's a lot that I know that many don't know, because they don't have it on both sides of the spectrum. That's the downfall. So anyways, we're going to go through here fast, and we're going to take care of the soldering, and we're going to make sure everything is good before we move forward with the alignment. See, like these jacks in the back aren't even soldered correctly. Just enough to cover the terminals, but not enough to make sure it's a solid connection. And a lot of this stuff they just kind of overlook. They don't check every one of them. So they just check like every 10, 15, they might pull a board down. Maybe 20 if everything's running good. And that's not the way to do things. Yeah, I don't know. How you doing, Bionic? I don't know, Matt. They do some crazy things when they have this for different features. I mean, because see, this was the same chassis they used for different versions. So why they got the mic jack on the side, pre-drilled out. So if they ever want to change another version, they can do that. So if they wanted to add something additional, maybe they want to add a second, mic jack to it, one on the side, one on the front, which would be kind of pointless in my opinion. But there are some radios that will actually do, like your Magnums and the Top Guns. They'll actually have two microphone jacks on both sides of the radio, not the front, but both sides of the radio. So I've seen that many a time over the years, and so some people, they have these chassis where they sometimes will do that. Exactly, they'll take them. You already have it pre-existing for a future version, or they might change it out to something totally different. But that's what they do it for. See, for the ones who watch and the ones who learn, those are the ones who are going to go very far in this hobby. But the ones who want to dig through the videos and nitpick because they have no idea what they are doing, but they want to act like they do, well, those are the ones who are going to fail. Spend more time, doing stupid things than just paying attention. And so what I'm doing on reflowing, you do not want to gob anything up. At the same time, you do want to make sure you've got even flow of solder. And you don't want excessive. That's one thing you do not want. Do not have any excessive. I like to make sure that when I go through it all, it leaves here is going to be 100%. There's no exceptions. If it ain't done right professional, it can't leave the bench. It's got to be done right professional. Okay, so here we go. Now we've got that taken care of. Let's take and put power to it. Let's see what we got. Well, before I do that, I want to, you gotta use the microphone to change your values here. Okay, so let's go to, well here, before we change any values, let's take a look and see what we got. Let's do it like that. So, for example, right now we have, let's see, make sure all my controls are set prior. Okay, and this one here. Looks like we're all good to go. Okay. Alright, there's your signal. Okay. And it says here, power all the way up. Well, just add 11. Okay. So let me reiterate about a little thing here. So somebody recently said about a 5-to-1 or a 4-to-1. The Strykers do those ratios, and that is not true. It is absolutely false. And the guy even said it was a fact. No, that is 100% false information. There is no such thing as a 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 ratio with Stryker radios. That is absolutely the most absurd thing I have ever heard in my life. However, because he said it's 4-to-1 and 5-to-1, I'm going to emphasize on that, it's actually 1-to-4 ratio. Let me break this down for you. Again, this is where professionals come in and we put the little puppies back on the porch. So, let's do this. If you have a 100 watt, we'll just say for example, 100 watt, okay, and we want to divide that, well, you have to divide it by your ratio. Well, if your ratio, what he says, is a 4-to-1 or a 5-to-1, that is not true. I'm going to show you why it's not true. So here's your 100. That's our final output. We're just going to use it as an average number. Okay, so here's your 100 watt. So the 100 watt divided by, he said it was 4-to-1. Besides 5-to-1, that doesn't really matter. Let's just go with 4-to-1. Okay, let's use his example. He says a fact. We know that he's full of it. Then you would divide that by 1 because it's 5-to-1. That's what he said. He said 5-to-1, and then he said 4-to-1. So you're going to divide it by 1. Well, if you divide it by 1, what does it say, guys? 100. If you can do basic math, 100 divided by 1 is 100. How do you set your dead key on the high carrier at 100 if your output's 100? You cannot. Once again, he doesn't know what he's doing. So let's do this again. 100 divided by, now the correct ratio would be 1-to-4, not 4-to-1. So if it's 1-to-4, divide that by 4, and you get 25. Okay? Which means theoretically your high dead key carrier without modulation should be at a 25 watt carrier. Okay, that's what it means 1-to-4 ratio. However, most people, professional people, don't do that because you're going to overheat your regulator and you're going to fry that. Eventually it's not going to work. It's going to saturate. It's going to distort. You're going to break down the regulator. It's not good to do. You should always be at 2 on the low, between 7 to 10 on the high, provided what the specs tell you to do. Most cases, it's usually like 8 to 10. I've seen some around 7, 7.5, 8. Depends on what procedure tells you. If procedure tells you 8 watt on the high, put it 8 watt on the high. But for the ones who actually understand these components and how they actually function, those pass-through regulators can do really good. Think about this. If they want you to put them at a 20 or 25 watt dead key, then a 10 watt dead key is not even going to tickle it. Okay? But again, go by with what the procedure tells you to do. So I want to point that out to you, everybody, to understand the ratio effect. Okay, we don't do the ratio effect. We do whatever it does clean by the book, and that's where you go. Okay, if someone else wants to sound like a professional, well then, when it fries, it is what it is. So anyhow, here's where we are. Hello radio 1212. I mean, it's got a lot of modulation. I haven't even done nothing with it yet. I mean, I'm already picking up all kinds of audio, and I got the microphone like right here on the bench, and I'm probably about 2 feet away, easy, 2.5 feet away. Hello radio 1-2-3-4-4-3-2-1. So there you have it. Okay. So now let's take a look here and see what our values are. Let's go turn this off. We're going to hold down the scan button, turn it on. We're going to rotate our channel selector until we can see. Okay, here's our FM. Let's go to FM mode. And that's going to be FM high power. Well, where's our FM high power? Way too high. So, let me demonstrate this for you. Okay, now you got the watt meter. Look at this, guys. Look at that. 40 watt dead key. Is that necessary? It is not necessary at all. Okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to actually adjust this to where it needs to be, which is at 10. Same as your AM. Remember, it's frequency modulation. You cannot amplify a frequency modulation. It has to be AM for amplified, amplitude modulation. Okay? You cannot do that. It's going to be a high dead key. Can you imagine how hot that regulator is going to get if you left it at a 40 watt dead key? That's ridiculous. Okay, now our low side, right at 2 watt. That's where it should be. Now we're going to go to our frequency modulation. That's what FM stands for, is frequency modulation, for the ones who don't know this. There's a lot of them who don't. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, radio 1, 2, 1, 2. That's your FM. So let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, radio 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. One, two, three, four, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, radio. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. I didn't have my mode set right on my service monitor. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, radio testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, radio. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, radio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now. Now we go to AM high power. Let's put it back on AM. High power. And we're about 11 and a half. There's your 10. Then we go low power. Right at 2, which is where it should be. It's exactly right from the factory. Now your modulation on the low. Let's put a tone through it. It's not bad. 40 low. See what we got. Hello, radio 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Okay. And we'll go back here. I'm going to show you all on the spectrum analyzer and the scope. I just want to get the settings right here so you can kind of see what's happening. So that is your modulation. In fact, we can do that right now because you don't need to have this on the watt meter because you can see, you'll see the actual result in a moment. So anyhow, so that's your low. Then we go to our high. Okay. Drop down to about 150. That's good. No pinching. Okay. Microphone. Hello radio 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello radio 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Working great. And so now it back on. Dead nuts frequency within about 1 hertz, which is fine. So now we can take a look and see what we've got here. Let me take that out. Put you in. Okay. Very symmetrical. Now that is very clean, very beautiful, and yes, you can see the bandwidth of 2.5 above and below. Don't let nobody tell you different. They don't know what they're doing. Now let's go down here to you, and well, I mean, if you want to be more explicit, fine, we can do that too. We can go out with one our usual here, 150 meg. Okay, we'll go out 300. And we can also go out here to say we can go here. If you want to see something a little more direct, we can also go to here. There you have it. See? Now this, there's no skips in between. If you want to be more direct, 30, we can go 30. No problem. See? Very symmetrical. This is what you're looking for. Now you can see for any spurious emissions and all the wonderful stuff in here. This is what you're looking for, clean. That's exactly what you want. And then you can just keep going out. Still nice and clean. Still nice and clean. That's the way it should be. Okay? So anybody who tells you different, they don't understand. And no, we are not pinching. You can see clearly it's not pinching. Okay, so it's working very well. And it's beautiful. It's right out of frequency. And that's the way it should be. Okay? Brand new Stryker 655, all set to go. It's all in the front menu. Now if you were to go further on the values, sure, you can have this thing do much more, but you're going to saturate, you're going to overdrive, you're going to bleed on your adjacent channels, and your customer's going to be very upset, along with the people who are listening to broadcasts on 2-3 channels above and below. Hello radio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello radio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got about 70 watts coming out, nice and clean. There you go. Nice and clean the way it should be. Okay, so we can put, actually let's do this first. And remember, I've had people ask me, what's the values on those? I can't tell you. Because the values here could be different than the values you have on yours versus the different values that somebody might have on 10 more radios. So I really can't tell you where to begin because the values could be totally different when it comes to each radio. Everyone is set up differently. So that kind of varies with whatever you have on your test equipment. You've got to make sure you have the test equipment. Everything's got to be there precise. And by doing so, it's all going to come up beautiful in the end. That's just the way it is. Thank you, Beetle. Hey, Normie, how are you, Normie? You want to change the potentiometer? Well, jump right in and do it. What are you working on? You have the part, or do you need a part too? I got all kinds of parts here if you need one. If you don't have one, let me know, I'll send it to you. You know the best part about doing live stream, guys, like everybody already knows, you can't edit nothing. What you see is what I see. It's all in real time. So there's no such thing as falsifying information or lying to your customers, trying to tell them you got a 5-to-1, 4-to-1 ratio garbage. No. That's all hogwash. It just means people are dumb enough to listen to them, and especially when someone says, no, I can't tell you it's 110% modulation, but I can tell you that it's a 4-to-1, 5-to-1, which means it's really good. And they have no clue. They really don't have any clue then, because you do not have a 5-to-1. You do not have a 4-to-1. It's called 1-to-4 ratio, and I do not use that ratio, and I will tell you why. Because if, just say for example, I got 25 watt dead key on the high, okay, and let's just say in this case I got 70 watt PEPO, okay. Well, if I can do the same thing with 10 watt or an 8 watt on the high carrier, then why should I stress the regulator at 25 watt? If the PEP is not going to change, as long as it stays clean, then I don't need to have that high dead key. You're just going to kill the radio. So you got to be smart. This is where real technicians get involved, because this will help people understand much more. Hello radio, 1 2 3 4 4 3 2 1. See if I make those back. Someone give me a radio check out there. Oh, I like that, B-Blood. You got that right. That's funny. Normie, what you got? Comstat 25A. Yeah, let me know if you need any assistance. I'll definitely guide you through it. But yeah, give it a try on your own. Don't be afraid. Give it a try on your own. That's how you learn. I got a guy in Australia right now. I've been writing back and forth, helping him out. He's trying to fix it on his own. And so we've been doing a lot of messaging back and forth, walking through the process step by step. So if you ever need any assistance, just reach out to me, and we'll definitely help you out. If you want to do email, go to dxradioshop@yahoo.com. You can do dxradioshop@yahoo.com, or I'll give you my number here in the text, 315-945-1600. You can send me text message, pictures of what you're working on, etc., and we can help you out. I don't charge to help people out over the phone, so if you need help, let me know. Anyways, CQDX 200, upstate New York.
About it there, upstate New York, 698 Tennessee, wave the hand.
698 Tennessee, 698 Tennessee. Well, I don't need you to wave a hand. I got a whole room full of you, then some, no doubt. It sounded real grand and bland. It sounded perfect up here in my apple trees. 200, go ahead.
I don't mean a little bit, we don't.
Where'd you go, Tennessee? Did I lose you? Well, Tennessee was out there. I guess he's already gone. 200 DX Radio Shop. We listening. Oh, we had somebody come back, but he's gone with the wind. He was grand in a band. You know, he's gone with the wind. Very good. Okay. Let's get this bad boy on in. I can't keep enough of these even in stock. I'll order 1 or 2 extra every time, but these things, they go super quick. So if you guys want any new Strykers, let me know, and I will get right to them for you, no problem. Alright guys, there you have it. A nice Stryker, brand spanking new, all tuned to line professionally, correctly, no doubt. Hey, there you go, B-Blind. 1-800-DS Radio. You know, I should probably get me an 800 number too. I probably should do that. But, oh well. Alright guys, like, share, subscribe as always. Hit that bell and you'll get your alerts. And you'll be able to watch right along every time we jump on here and do our videos, which is every day, all day long for the most part. With a few breaks in between. But outside of that, always like, share, and subscribe, because you always find something new and exciting here, and you're always going to learn something new. That is for sure. This shop will always teach you the right way, the most honest way, and the most professional, correct way to do things. We will be very informative, show you all the schematics, all the details that nobody else wants to show you. We will show you right here with no exceptions, that's for sure. No knowledge should be hidden. All knowledge should be out there for everyone to see. Even the trolls who like to prowl against everybody else, but that's okay, because you know what? I'm always going to be here, and it's never going to change. Alright guys, thank you all for watching once again. Everyone take care, have a great day, and enjoy your happy 4th of July coming up tomorrow. All the veterans out there, thank you for your services as well. Appreciate that, no doubt. And I'll be back on a little bit later with another wonderful episode here at the DS Radio Shop. Catch me later.